Alrighty folks, we got another new album review for you today. Newish album. This Claymorean, Eternal Curse. Took me a minute to get a copy of this, and it's taken me another minute to get around to it. Kind of snowed under in the moment, which is why I keep popping up in your YouTube feed. Band shot on the back there. Always forget to show the back. So yeah, this one came out. These guys are out of Serbia. They play power metal. I will get to the names in a second because I need to read them. Well, I'm still going to butcher them. That's the lead singer and her husband, the lead guitar player. He's the founder of the band, main songwriter, although they all have a hand in songwriting. Her with the lyrics too. It's a bass player on my left and a guitar player on my right. Another band shot. Here's your drummer. Got some lyrics in here. Cool album art. So yeah, these guys have been around technically since 2003 out of Serbia, if I didn't say. They started off with a different female singer, and Vlad Invictus, the guitar player that I showed you, that was his name back then, and another guy who did bass and drum programming and keyboards. They released an album. I guess it didn't fare very well because then they took a decade off. They came back with the new singer. Let me see if I can get these names right. Okay, Vlad Invictus, he has changed his name. He's the guitar player. He has changed his name back to Garčević. Then Goran Garčević, his brother, is on bass. Dejana Garčević, which that's her name now, they married after she joined the band. She's the vocalist. And then Marko Novaković is on drums, and I believe it's his brother Vladimir Novaković on guitar. So after a decade, Dejana comes in the band. They go through several lineup changes with adding guitarists, adding keyboards. In the very beginning, Vlad did co-lead vocals. Then they brought in another male singer to share lead vocals with Dejana, but now they are just her on lead vocals, and I believe they've had it that way for at least the last couple of albums. So I've heard of Claymorean. They are very active on YouTube. They show up on a lot of new wave of traditional heavy metal sites, and always supporting the bands and everything. So I've checked them out before. Honestly, nothing I ever heard. Now, don't get me wrong, I've only listened to a couple of songs, 2, 3 maximum, and they had never really grabbed me. But I saw this Eternal Curse come out. It was, I think this was released digitally like 2 months ago. So it's been out for a little bit. It was on, I'm pretty sure it was on New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal. And of course, I'm always willing to give a band another shot. So I put this on, and immediately it blew me away. I have not gone back to listen to their other stuff to see if I was just missing something or to see if they've just finally worked out all the kinks in their sound and finally found a direction that they're comfortable going in. But this one was immediate. It grabbed me immediately. I immediately went looking for a copy that was relatively inexpensive. Not inexpensive. There's just a certain threshold that I do not want to pay for a new album, especially when it comes to the fact that the shipping is more than the CD, the same price as the CD, almost the same price as the CD. I just don't want to do it. It's just a personality trait, a personality flaw, if you will. So I just put it on the back burner, was gonna wait, find a used copy and buy it. And then luckily enough, on Sea of Tranquility, they, Rich Catino and Pete Pardo actually reviewed this album, and they reminded me that Storm Spell Records often has stuff like this for sale. And they had got their copies from Storm Spell Records. I went on Storm Spell Records, found a copy. I'm going to say it was $10 cheaper than the Bandcamp price. So it showed up. I've had it for a little bit. I said I'm just snowed under with new releases and other stuff, so I just keep falling further and further behind. So eventually I'm getting to this. So this is their 6th album. Starts off with a little instrumental overture, 1914. Almost everybody does these little instrumentals now, but 9 times out of 10 they're just like 1 minute soundscapes, not even actual instrumentals. This one's an actual instrumental. Starts off with a little acoustic number before building into your classic power metal gallop, and it bleeds right into the first song, By This Sword We Rule. This one's got a very Defenders of the Faith type Judas Priest riff, and then the crowd starts cheering, and then the rhythm section goes tacit and then stabs in and out while the vocals build. Very epic. You can hear this track being Overture 1914 being played over the speaker in concert, letting them know they're hitting the stage, and this song being the first track. Speaking of listening to them previously, I don't know if she's made a more conscious effort to add grit into her voice, but she is definitely channeling her Doro Pesh more on this album than the songs that I remember. Like I said, I have not gone back to listen to those songs I listened to, or listen to their older stuff. And especially this track, she sounds like a Doro after chugging 6 shots of whiskey. Great opening track. Goes right into Under the Sign of the Cross, which is more of like a faster paced Warlock number. She definitely, I say she because I have a hard time with her name. I don't want to keep screwing it up. Dejana. Dejana. I'll say Dejana. She smooths out her vocals on this one. It doesn't use the grit so much. You get a lot of layered vocals on the chorus. The backing vocals are credited to almost everybody, but to me it sounds like just her vocals layered on top of each other. It may not be, but that's what it sounds like to me. But the layered chorus builds into this massive crescendo, really catchy. Song's got really impressive drumming, really nice guitar harmonies. The drumming on this album is top quality. the drumming's mixed very well. A lot of these power metal type albums that have, especially the ones that use the more modern drumming, which pretty much all of them do now, with the double bass constantly going, sounding like it's playing to a click track. Sometimes the drums are like so much in your face that it sounds like you can almost hear the click track playing. These drums are mixed really nice, not overpowering. The mixing on the album itself is excellent. I should have looked at who did the mixing, but it's very well produced album, very well mixed album. Battleborn's your next one. It's got your marching drums and guitar intro, and it almost goes into a Megadeth type breakdown and pre-chorus. It's got some more regal guitar harmonies on this one. 300's your next track, obviously named after the movie. It's got good driving riff, good chugging bass, Aces High type pre-chorus, and then right when you think the song is kind of slowing down, fading out, it comes in with this blistering guitar solo to finish off the song. Wind Before the Storm is another classic Warlock type song. It's got another good gallop, good punchy bass. You get some nice guitar solo trade-offs in this one. Eternal Curse, title track, announced with a hellish scream befitting the Eternal Curse. You get more layered vocals in the chorus, this one. It's got a great line in the chorus, no need for bloodlust alibis when you've become a creature of the night. And then at the end, you get it kind of slows down. You get the bell chiming in the distance before the pace quickens. And it almost is very reminiscent of the Bark at the Moon track when it comes out of its slower part. Bannockburn's your last track. It's got your typical fantasy type stomping chords. Kind of mid-pace number. And then about the 5-minute mark, it starts slowing down, and you're kind of wondering what's going to happen here, because the track is 9 minutes long, and it's kind of feeling like it needs to peter out. But then at the 6-minute mark, it starts growing. You start getting some vocalization in there. At the 7-minute mark, the guitar harmonies come in, and they're driving. And then about the 8-minute mark, for the last minute and a half, you just get some blistering guitar solo for the outro. Saves the song. And then your last track is a cover of the Kiss tune, The Oath. So first off, anybody that covers Kiss, much less an obscure Kiss track, automatically gets bonus points. It is only on the CD. It wasn't released digitally or on the vinyl, as far as I know. Stellar cover. I mean, they knock it out of the park. So I definitely need to go back and check into more Claymorean, see what the hell I was thinking, because this is a killer album. 8.5 out of 10, easy. I felt obliged to mention that the Wild Hearts, Satanic Rites of the Wild Hearts, was my favorite album of the year in my last review. This is my second favorite album of the year. I know we're only in April, but you gotta start thinking about these things early. I can't see there's any way this thing doesn't finish in the top 10, if not top 5. Great release. I'm definitely going back and looking into more of their stuff, seeing what I was thinking, if I was thinking at all. Claymorean, Eternal Curse, 8.5 out of 10. You guys have a good one.